Hello and welcome, Richard here. Today's question, let's see, what is it? What causes an NDE, near-death experience, to occur, and why do some people experience it while others do not? What is the underlying mechanism behind NDEs? Very interesting question, and some parts of the answer may surprise you. So, let's get into it. An NDE is a short trip out of the body. The only reason we know about NDEs is because people return into the physical body and tell us of their experiences. There's another aspect of this phenomenon which is of great interest, and that is the extra twist, which is medical science. We have instruments which tell us that the persons in question are flatlining, it's called. That is to say, they are clinically dead. The cardiograph does not lie. It gives the proof that people seek to show that they were actually dead. So, imagine the surprise of medical staff who actually watched the life drain from the body and the readings which confirm it, only to have that person come alive all of a sudden and start talking about things they have witnessed while absent from the body. The subject itself is probably bigger than we know, because there seems to be literally millions of people who have had these types of experiences. Many of them are keen to talk about it, even people who are not usually talkative. We have streams of people who are now quite used to video, queuing up to speak of the out-of-body journeys they have encountered. So, if you subtract 1 from 2, you are left with 1. If you subtract the body from a human, you are left with the spirit, astral body, second body, soul, energy, essence, whatever you like to call it. Some people describe it as being like water in a sponge, or two things occupying the same space. These are nifty explanations, but it's more like refracted light. The spirit of a person oscillates on a high frequency, therefore its molecular substance is extremely fine, a very high rate of vibration. The physical body has a very low frequency, meaning it has a coarse molecular structure. It vibrates at a low rate. The spirit resides between the coarse and widely spread molecules of the body and sits there like a reflection of light. It can separate from its physical home for a variety of reasons. An alcoholic binge, smoking dope, mainlining on vodka, dreaming, sleeping, unconsciousness, concussion, heart failure, high-impact shock, fatal accidents, schizophrenia, deep state meditation. See? If a person is the victim of a sudden death, such as a high-impact accident, the spirit can be cannoned out of the body, whoosh, just like that. If the person is seeking escape from the drudgery of human existence, they may use hallucinogenic drugs. When this is the case, it is an unnatural escape and is likely to bring negative experiences. This experience would very likely be heavily influenced by their own personal beliefs. That is to say that if the person had a very low self-esteem and was worried about hell, then this may persuade them to believe they had a hell experience. Statistics have shown that hell experiences during NDEs are very few. There again, if a person has no real thoughts or convictions or belief in such things, they're likely to not experience anything at all. They just exist in a kind of suspended animation, wherein they are not particularly aware of anything at all. If they are very consistently confused as an individual, they may just wander around not knowing where they are or what's going on. Ghosts. You could also say that a person having an OBE, out-of-body experience, would be a kind of ghost, a disembodied spirit. I have had adventures of this nature myself. It is quite amazing and extremely exhilarating. On the other hand, if a person is dogmatically religious, they are likely to have an out-of-body religious experience. For example, people of a Christian background or belief will bump into Jesus out there. Some people say that the religious culture of a person makes a difference to their adventure, but I don't think it is strictly true. Muslims seem to meet Jesus rather than Mohammed, and Jews seem to meet Jesus rather than Moses. I think the story of Christianity has been so doggedly hammered into all people, it is difficult for NDE trippers to shake it off. There are two broad aspects of the NDE which are integral to each other and yet opposites. I'm talking about the common experience and the personal experience. Most people have a sampling of both after separation from the body. The common part includes awareness of the spirit and movement of it, floating above, etc. A heavy temporary darkness, which is peaceful, known as sleep paralysis. A tunnel, white light, the awareness of other individuals, spirits. Psychic communication with others, the exhilaration of personal flight, beautiful scenery, expansive vistas, the meeting of and guidance from an authority figure. The personal part includes meetings with beloved family members who are deceased, a guided tour of amazing localities, great libraries, temples, personal healers, healing with vibration, ethereal music, heightened feelings of peace and safety, the absence of time, a sense of eternity, an awareness of the cosmos, feelings of euphoria, bliss, overwhelming experience of unconditional love, and a very personal life review outlines the highlights of the physical journey they have now completed. Heightened visual awareness, 360-degree vision, horizontally, vertically, and simultaneously. The mingling or merging of senses, music you can see and hear, voices you can feel, speechless communication, etc., etc. Most people returning will emphasize there is no religion on the other side. So what happens is that we live in a physical world which is a kind of illusion, which is separated by a veil that covers what lies beyond from our sight and our awareness. Occasionally we just catch a brief glimpse through that veil and witness what is usually hidden from us. Many NDE returnees recount being told they must return. It's not their time. In view of the absence of time on the other side, I think it's safe to conclude that this too is a part of their own illusion. I think that entities on the other side who act as guides allow the personal illusion to comfort the transitioning human in order to ease their arrival and assist them in their necessary adjustments as they enter the greatest adventure of their lives. For those who cross over and find themselves living through an NDE, this is the tip of the iceberg. It's just the very beginning of an amazing journey which will be tempered by the imagination of the individual, who will develop the amazing and fulfilling satisfaction of being able to create and live in their own environment when they move permanently into the heavenly neighbourhood. Who knows what else they will discover? Personally, I think humans have always had NDEs and OBEs throughout history. Some took advantage of their peaks beyond the veil and manipulated the masses through their own perceived importance. Others counted themselves fortunate to have had a glimpse of the great beyond, but didn't speak of it. NDEs have had two major boosts of awareness in modern times. Firstly, due to the fact that after World War II, non-medical people were also taught and became skilled at CPR. This triggered higher numbers of NDE returnees. Interesting, isn't it? And the second boost was the advent of the internet, wider circulation of awareness, and in particular the use of video testimonial evidence. One day you, like everyone else, will cross over, and won't it be nice to know that you have a destination instead of denying where your map will lead? Cheers for now. Thanks for reading, thanks for watching, and thanks for the question. Till we meet again, take care.